Hola, this is Profesora Kate with a quick video tutorial about números grandes, big numbers, and some of the special cases that will come up with these big numbers. So if you take a look, there's 6 questions on the screen. At this point, I want you to pause the video, see if you can figure out the answer to each of these 6 questions, then go ahead and hit play again and see if you got your answers right. So at this point, go ahead and hit the pause button and try to figure out the 6 questions. Okay, great. We're ready to go over the answers together. So number 1, which numbers can be written as one word or 3? So in this case in Spanish, we know that there are certain numbers, right, that can be written as one word or 3, and that would be numbers 16 through 29. After we get over 30, then when we start doing 31, 32, 33, those are always written as 3 words. But 16 to 29 can be written as the 3 words or as one word put together. Which numbers change if they're followed by a masculine noun? So number 2. So this answer would be numbers that end in uno, right? So like 21. You would say things like, if it's followed by a masculine noun, you would say things like 21, right? Hombres, for example, a masculine noun. So you would lose that O at the end of numbers that end in uno when they're followed by a masculine noun. Which numbers change if they're followed by a feminine noun? So again, we have numbers that end in uno, right? And so then they become 21, right? 21, for example. And we also have numbers that end in cientos, because we can also change that to cientas, right? So 200, 300, whatever the number might be, can change to that feminine form when it's followed by a feminine noun. What's the difference between cien and ciento? So this is the case of where cien is exactly 100. So if the number is exactly 100, you would say cien. But if the number is anything over 100, then you would use the ciento. So like 101, 101, 102, and so forth. What's irregular about the number mil? This one's kind of an interesting one. So mil means 1,000. But interestingly enough, if you're just saying 1,000, you don't actually say uno. You just say mil. And then if you want to say, a plural amount of thousands, like 2, 3, 4, 5, interestingly enough, we don't use the plural form of mil. We just say 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. We don't turn it into miles, right? We don't make it into a plural form. And what's special about the number millón? So with a million, in this case, if it's followed by a noun, like you want to say 5 million people, you would have to put a de after it. So 5 millones de personas. So if it's followed by a noun, so if you're saying a certain number, like a certain number of million something, then you would have to put a de after it. So millón de or millones de, and then the noun. So great, I hope you did really well in this exercise and got a lot of these correct. If you do have any additional questions about big numbers, don't hesitate to reach out and ask. Hasta luego.